Hey everybody, welcome into the Tri-Oval office, coming to you from pollen covered and rainy simultaneously somehow. Georgia, how are you doing this evening, Grant?
I'm good. I don't know if it's the pollen or something else that's kicking my butt, but um, not feeling the best, but would not be kept off the pod. So excited to talk about a very entertaining race. I enjoyed watching the entirety of that, so excited to break it down.
Phoenix Raceway. I mean, it used to be a track that I think a lot of people dreaded coming to because it was a lot of even though it was never single file, you could not pass here, in a lot of different setups, especially at the early next gen. I remember it being kind of miserable to watch a whole 500 miles around Phoenix Raceway. It did not feel like that today. I mean, I don't know how many lead changes there were. I can actually pull that up because NASCAR is amazing and actually like documents stuff like that. But I mean, there was passing all throughout the field. There were comers and goers. You could have a terrible day on pit road or spin multiple times and finish in the top 10 or win the race.
Yeah,
So I think that it was very entertaining, and I think there's a lot to talk about going forward here, but let's just focus on what happened in the desert here today.
yeah. You could apparently it's a thing where now you can just not tighten a wheel two separate times and then win the race. So that's pretty cool.
I mean, SVG bailed out Kyle Busch twice in this race. Like, it was the exact same sequence twice. Well, except he had help the second time. Austin Dillon got into him, but and then rallied to finish 11th on a non-road course. So good for SVG. He's rapidly improving on the ovals when it seemed like Trackhouse did not have very much speed today. I mean, Chastain was kind of around that, like anywhere from like 8th to 12th most of the thing, hanging around, and then he got involved in one of the Joey Logano incidents today. And I mean, Zilich was out to lunch all day long, so I think that that's very impressive for SVG.
Yeah, I agree. I think, as I stated after the Atlanta race, I'm scared of that man. I'm even more scared of that man after watching him run, even though he was kind of all over the place. But we had some folks over this evening, and they're like, "Why are they cutting across the track like that?" And I was like, "Well, in NASCAR, you can do that. So that's a cool thing about
I
this
was gonna
sport.
say
You can
no
just
one
drive
knows.
off the track. We don't really know why they do it. It's 50 feet shorter, and it kind of works sometimes. And Caden is way out of focus.
That is
So
the first time my camera has done that. My goodness. Okay, let's see. Ooh, maybe it's still not. There we
there it
go.
goes. I
Um,
thought that was on my end. I was like, get my
yeah,
glasses
apparently if
cleaned.
I move my face too far to the side, it just loses tracking on me. So
Well, don't do that.
I don't know.
But yeah, it was fun to kind of show some non NASCAR folks like, yeah, you can just
Do
go
that.
down there if you want to, just
I
if you
lo-
want to.
I love the IndyCar guys in the booth today.
Yeah,
Or it was actually before we got to stage two with Townsend Bell. Really, I mean, that might be the best commentator Fox has. Like, does it doing Indy races, and he's better at doing NASCAR coverage, I think, than the three guys doing NASCAR coverage. Like, I don't know exactly what needs to change in the booth, but I think that really just brought up is like Fox is not themselves incapable of hiring good people. And we've seen that like throughout the generations of NASCAR on Fox. But I mean, good grief. It's such a disparity seeing them side by side in the booth.
yeah, it was funny hearing them talk about cutting across. They're like, yeah, we can't even do that. It would just break our cars in half. But it would be funny. Like I think he said like we should allow people just to try it on the last lap just to see if it works. I
Well,
was
let's
like,
put Ross Chastain in an Indy car.
well, I mean,
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna say no. That'd be kind of fun. Do you think he'd want to do that?
I don't know if he has any interest in it.
Just let
Um,
Larson do it again. Let Larson cut the dog leg.
Well, Alex Pillow said something of like he didn't realize that it was a double weekend. of he would really want to run. He would love to have run, but he didn't realize it was a double weekend. Which one, I don't know how, but two, he said he would probably need to do a road course first if he were to
Just to get a
do
feel
it.
for the
Just
car, probably.
get a feel for the car before he does an oval, because that's where a majority of his wins are. I mean, obviously he won the Indy 500 last year,
Well,
but
clearly he doesn't watch Fox. Otherwise, he would have seen a million ads for the Desert Double. So maybe that's on him.
I mean, if he had just saw that, like, hey, the race is a different day than it normally is, there's a reason for that, but I guess not. Um, but I mean, yeah, we talked about it kind of a little bit briefly last episode. Like, just having the champions for each sport run a race in the other, I think would do wonders for, I mean, both series.
Yeah, I agree.
But moving on, because I think it's been, I mean, we're 6 minutes into this thing. We've not talked about the winner yet. Ryan Blaney had one of the most eventful days for a winner I've seen, except for maybe since Tyler Reddick won it in Atlanta. Um, I mean, his car, Blaney's car, was intact somehow, despite having to go through the field twice. So, but I mean, two pit road violations back to back, and he overcame them. Drove through the field in stage 2, stage 3. This race turned into a wreck fest, so it kind of like gave him ability to like make up spots on restarts, so he didn't have to run people down in the long run, which is antithetical to typically what Ryan Blaney does. But and then he just drove away from the pack on two tires. Christopher Bell, with a few more laps, probably could have got to his bumper, and we'll never know what would have happened if he got there, because getting there is completely different than actually passing him. But Blaney was easily the class of the field today.
Yeah, him and Bell both. I thought Bell's car was really good. I thought the 22 was good in clean air, and then when he was in any kind of lap traffic or anything, he just couldn't roll the corner, and just the car didn't turn quite like the 12 did. Because they were talking about it too. They were talking about it too, like your preferred line, you want to put those right sides on the yellow line, and the 22 just couldn't get down there. But Bell was down there, and the 12. I mean, it was just. I think I sent it in the group. I was like, man, can't wait to watch Blaney run through the field and again.
Yeah,
And then I had to respond to my own comment and say again, and then he did it again, and quickly, I should say. I mean, he had some pace to it. But if I had to say one thing about late pit stops at Phoenix, don't take four tires.
yeah. I
It
mean,
never works. Denny, it didn't work for Denny last year. Didn't work for Bell this
well,
year.
they were talking about 20 tires, or not 20 tires, 20 tires. Oof. I mean,
That would be a lot of tires.
you could have used them today though,
He might still be on pit road.
but they were talking about with like 20-ish laps to go of, well, the winning strategy last year was to take two tires, and I was thinking to myself, if you take two tires right now, I don't know how that's gonna work for you.
No,
Granted,
it has to be single-digit laps to go.
I was gonna say, because
Max.
we saw throughout the day, you go out there with, I mean, especially no tires, but even
Oh,
two, you got eaten alive. I have not seen that big of a disparity in tires since. I mean, it wasn't even this bad last year, in the fall race.
it
Um,
was. I think it was Priest that stayed
and
out.
it was Priest and Brad, and
Yeah, they
within
decided to
five
stay out.
laps,
They were in
dead
30th.
last. They just went to the outside, and the entire field went, "Thank you," and went around
Just
them.
rolled right through the corner and underneath them. Oh yeah.
And then Chase Elliott tried the same strategy. It didn't work out for him. Josh Berry, shockingly, was like the best one at it. He was able to hold position like through the field, just waiting for the stage caution to come out. But I mean, weird, just very odd. I love when tires matter, um, and I think I don't know if you saw it today, but Goodyear's Twitter account was having a field day. Because
Oh, I'm
before the race
sure.
even started, they said, I want to remind everybody that the recommended pressures are not recommended.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a hypothetical number we came up with. That is the lowest you can go without it busting. And, I mean, granted, it was debris from Noah Gragson. When Noah Gragson kissed the fence, and he just like the tire went out on him, kissed the fence, and just shredding metal and rubber everywhere. It did turn out to be debris, and people were running over it. But then Byron one lap, then Zilich, then McDowell. It seemed like every car just one after another, right front, right front, right front. Um, and that's how this race felt. I mean, it was really a difference of who could manage their tires and who could not. And you might have had some speed. You could have been in the top 10 and just lose it immediately as soon as the tires went down. So I think we saw a little bit of that with Larson, at least in stage one, of just
Yeah,
as
he
soon as he got
dropped.
there, he just dropped like a rock. I mean, he was down like in 33rd at one point in this race. He rallies and finishes in the top five, but yeah, third. So, but that's not really the story of this race for Hendrick Motorsports as a whole. I really was surprised, especially in someone like William Byron.
Yeah,
Byron had
same.
no speed, at least not compared to the Penske or Gibbs guys. I mean, he comes away seventh, but he only led one
Didn't
lap
feel
here.
like that.
He, like I said, he under caution he blows a tire, but it felt like at least half the field had an issue with a tire or something today. So that really wasn't as catastrophic as it could have been, and you could pass. But I mean, it just typically we talk about the killer bees here, and it's three of them. But today it was just Bellum for me.
Yeah. I was pretty underwhelmed with Chevy as a whole. It was, I mean, you kind of look there at the top 8 there towards the end, and I know that Larson and Byron kind of weaseled their way back up there towards the end, but they were not running up there at all day. It
The
was
fastest Chevy
it
all
was
day was
Ford and
Hocevar.
yeah, and
I mean,
he was in 8th to he was like Chastain, like you said, 8th to 12th, and that was 7th, 6th on occasion, and then he get past. But it was all 2311 Gibbs and Penske up front. Occasionally, I mean, I think Busher was in the top. He cracked P3, P2 for a couple laps here and there, and then
and then he had the
decided he
speeding
wanted
penalty,
to hit
knocked him.
nitrous oxide on pit road. Um,
Yeah,
but that was pretty much it.
I we talked about in our preview here that Phoenix was going to be like the first real race of the season, like the first time we actually get to see real speed. And I come away with the same conclusion. I think that Toyota as a whole is way ahead of everybody else.
Yeah,
Because really, we talk about the Fords, but it was like Chris Buescher kind of mostly in stage two. Priest and Keselowski were non-factors today, even though Priest comes away with it. I mean, all three RFK Fords came away with a top 15.
yeah. I think they were 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Yes, Priest finished top of those, then Buescher, then Brad. But I mean, we look at the list going down it. I mean, Blaney and Logano were really relevant, especially early on with Logano. As soon as he got cycled back due to pit stops out of the clean air, he did not have the same car that Blaney did.
Yeah,
That was apparent. And I mean, kind of a little bit of a different talking point here, but you almost brought it up. They were talking about it on Fox. Stage one, when Blaney was just reeling in Logano and it looked like a shark chasing a minnow,
yep.
and it's just like, oh, he's gonna get him. And but that was probably the best I've seen Fox do broadcast wise in years.
Mm-hmm.
Of just this is exactly where like he can roll through the corner better than Logano, and that is where he's making up all this time. And Logano just doesn't have the ability to corner as fast as his teammate. And I thought that was a really good thing for Fox. But not to get distracted here. Outside of Blaney Logano, Cindric was running really well until we'll talk about it until he got hit by a missile.
Yeah, literally looked like it.
But I mean, outside of that, Ford wasn't really a factor. Chris Buescher ran up there a little bit, but I'm looking back through it. I mean, Brad was never a factor. Priest was never a factor, and Todd Gilliland comes home 12th. I mean, he was running. He was like, you just looked up one restart and he was on the second or third row. You're like, how'd that happen? I didn't see that. And then he drifts back.
Yeah,
No big deal. I mean, it really was just Penske. It wasn't even. It wasn't Ford. It was just Penske, and then it was the entirety of Toyota
All of them.
against them.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, Reddick and Wallace were both good, and this will tell you something. 2311. Maybe they weren't quite as fast as Joe Gibbs was today, or at least not Bell. I think they probably were about as fast as Hamlin um, was, like as a whole.
Yeah.
Like Reddick and Wallace had about that speed. And I think honestly, Herp's car probably had the same speed. He's just not on the same level behind the wheel as his Toyota teammates. But I mean, just looking at the top 10, Bell comes home second, Gibbs comes home fourth, Hamlin fifth, Wallace sixth, Reddick eighth, Jones 10th. And then you got to look at Riley Herbst's top 18. That's about, he ran a little bit better than that most of the day. And then you look kind of at the bottom, and of course, you have to look at Chase Briscoe, who is really going through it right now.
Yeah, he's in a bad spot.
You can tell that this is being filmed really late at night, and Grant is not feeling good because there's no structure at all to
We're
this
battling
episode.
through. We're
It-
battling through. Briscoe, I think would have had. He would have been probably like towards the top 6 there towards the end had he not. I mean, that was a pretty hard hit. For
I was gonna say just they still didn't say. I think he had to have had a tire go down just using context clues, but he said he felt a vibration for about 25 laps before he, met a wall head
Yeah.
first. So I don't know. This is out of 4 races, this is the third last place finish for Chase Briscoe.
not good.
Or well, not last. Sorry, 37th, which is a little bit different because you can at Daytona there were more cars, but still.
Yeah.
And I mean, Briscoe's been fast, but you can't finish last 3 times.
Can't afford that.
And a second place finish won't help you very much. Briscoe is fast early on, had the mechanical problem. That's the second mechanical problems in the front end. If it was not a tire going down, we still don't know what exactly
Probably was a
it
little bit of both. Probably was something mechanical.
That may
Tire
have
goes
caused
down,
the tire
accentuates
go down.
the whole thing, and then it just you eat a wall.
So, something to keep an eye on, I guess. It's not really been a Toyota problem. It's just been a Briscoe problem. So
Yeah.
we'll kind of keep an
Sophomore
eye on
slump,
that.
maybe.
Yeah, going into Vegas. Joe Gibbs as a whole, though, I mean, today was not the day to have my theory of I think Joe Gibbs is going to take a step back because
No, but it's also Phoenix, and they're good there, so doesn't really fit the narrative.
we were talking about Chevy, though, like not being good today, and you gotta remember this is the first real like non-drafting, non-road course race that they've ran with the new body. Outside of I guess Bowman Gray, but Bowman Gray is a smaller pack. It's a weird track. I
Yeah,
really
you don't
like
get a
on
good
it.
read.
But I mean, even if you do include Bowman Gray, you don't have a Chevy winner yet in the first 5 races. So I think that's something to keep an eye on. And they were just a non-factor today for the win. I mean, I guess Larson could have challenged there at the end, but he didn't.
He didn't have the car to challenge for the win.
I was gonna say, I think everyone watching was like, I think this is gonna come down to Blaney and Bell, and maybe Ty Gibbs has a shot at it.
Yeah, if he gets lucky.
But at the end of the day, I don't think Gibbs is the wheelman that the other 3 guys in the top 4 were.
Yeah.
Like Larson manages to come home with the top 3 with a car that was not nearly as good as anybody around him. Byron, I don't know how he finished 7th. It just felt like he was riding around all day.
Yeah.
And Michael McDowell, he had a lot of speed actually towards stage 3 of this. So Spire, yet once again, I mean, had speed on a regular track this time. So, I mean, something good to keep an eye on. Hocevar and Suarez didn't finish with like what you would want them to finish with. But Hocevar had speed to at least salvage a top 10 if he had a little bit of better luck.
And Suarez got nuked.
As I say, Suarez had...
Can I say that? Am I going to get shadow banned?
I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of talking about it later. So, but, I mean, we got to have a count of how many tissues Grant goes for. Is it more tissues or tires blown?
Dude, I'm going to put it right up there neck and neck. Dude, I just took a like a whatever it's called, a Theraflu PM. Them boys are flowing. I'll tell you right now. But it's necessary. It'll put me to sleep. I gotta go. Gotta go to work in the morning. So gotta take care of it now. So I apologize. If I don't know if it's clicking on your end. If it keeps clicking, that's me
Oh, it's
muting.
clicking.
That's
It's
me muting
clicking.
myself so everyone doesn't hear just.
Um, but yeah, Spire had speed today. Suarez once again had speed, was running top 5, and just once he got back in the pack, didn't have the same car. Gets caught up in a wreck that was not his fault, and then gets caught, I think, in another wreck that was also not his fault. So bad day for two of the Spire drivers, despite having speed. McDowell, just the veteran, crafty, salvages the top 10 when maybe his car was top 20 quality. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like what you expect out of Michael McDowell.
Well, also the Joe Gibbs setups probably helped. Am I allowed to say that too?
Allegedly,
Allegedly, can I say that?
was there a private investigator following like all 3 Spire cars?
Maybe. Who am I to say?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll get into
I
that
would
in the
I
midweek
I
episode.
always
Because
think
good
about
lord,
that. I was thinking about that the whole time. I was like, man, these Spire cars are quick. Well,
you know who
I
else was
wonder.
quick?
I wonder why. Wait, who's right in front of them? Ah, this
And
is
then you could
making a
kind of
lot of
chalk it
sense
up
here.
to, I think the cars might be the same. I think that just Gibbs drivers might be better.
Yeah,
Um,
like the little better equipment, little better driver, little
but
better finishing position. But who am I to say?
very
I'm no
good day
PI.
for very good day for Joe Gibbs for 3 of them.
Yep.
I mean, it was a day they absolutely needed
Yeah.
because I mean, Bell crashed out in Atlanta from second or first, depending on where it was, because I was in the final restart, so or the second to final restart. So I don't know if he had cleared Bubba by the time that Hocevar sent him.
Yep.
And I mean, who knows? It's a very interesting thing. Like now, looking at the chase standings,
This,
and
this is the last thing I'll say about Joe Gibbs. It's Briscover.
I mean, no one after Atlanta, no one after I think Coda or Atlanta last year that was outside of the top 30 in points made it.
Yeah, not looking good.
Or I think it was even like shorter than this, and now we're deeper into the season.
Yeah.
Like, we got one real oval down, and Briscoe is.
It might be actually Briscover.
I think he's gonna have the car, but he's 50. Well, that's the thing. He's 53 points out. I mean, he can make that up if he gets a win.
Yeah, that's true. And he might rip off 2, 3, 4 wins. So
I was gonna say, I think he's fine, but they can't keep finishing last. They have to.
he needs to be in the top 3 in the points, though, in my opinion, to be a contender.
That is true.
So.
That was something I wanted to bring up. Is I think it was Gluck who said it, but he said the funny number. But he said in NASCAR's own internal like war games and simulations of the chase format when they were coming up with it, under this format, the champion came from the top 3 seeds 69% of the time. So it's doable.
It's doable, but it's slimmer, vastly
like it gets,
slimmer.
And realistically, I mean, what did you like? We're totally off topic here, but where do you think is the lowest that you can realistically say you can be and still win the championship? It's like still have a decent cut.
6th, maybe.
I was gonna say 6 to 8. I mean,
You'd have to have it. You'd have to go on a Linsanity run from 8th to make it, but it's doable. But I just don't know if you're 8th in points. Who's back there? But we're so on topic right now.
It's okay. This is, I mean, we're just as on topic as they were in the booth. I mean, you saw one of the IndyCar guys ask, "Oh, what are they doing to Zilich's car right there? Are they adjusting like something with the brakes?" And Boyer goes, "I don't know, but I wonder what they had at Wendy's." So, those are big guys. They're triple burger kind of guys. And they just starts naming off the menu. So,
well, at least Mike Joy thought Ross Chastain was on Spire all of practice, so I guess you could have had that happen.
I am trying to look up though the chase of like exactly what the format is. Um, okay,
Like
so
in terms
it's
of like points breakdown, like who gets a what
yeah,
allotment.
okay, so it's 100 point advantage. I knew for the driver. I just knew that it varied at the beginning. So it's 100 points for first place, 20 or 75 for second, 65 for third, and then 60 fourth, 55 for fifth, and so on. So I mean, if you're eighth, you're gonna have to make up. I am not good at math, especially not late at night. Um, 60, 55, 50, 45, 40. I mean, that's a 60 point. That's a race, a whole race to get up there. So you would need some real help from the
Yeah,
one seed, and that would be very difficult
yeah,
to do. But I think anything beyond that, I think, is near impossible. So I
yeah.
mean, really, you're
I
shooting for
was
the
doing
top
that
end of
math
the
in my
chase.
head. I was like, oh, because then even if yeah, say you're 60 something points back of first place,
You
maybe he
win.
wrecks out like Briscoe, and you win, but you still
Suddenly,
got.
you're in like
What if the guy
second.
in What if the guy in second place gets second? The guy in third place gets third. I mean,
But I mean, that is a 25 different gap between one and two. So I mean,
yeah,
you just really need a bad.
you make up some strides, but it'd be tough.
It would be very difficult. So I mean, it's not even just getting into the top 16. If you want to win this thing, you really need to be in the top 8,
Yeah,
and probably top 6, top 3.
yeah,
So Briscoe and Bowman, even though he didn't race today, he's going to catch strays. Um, I mean, they're realistically, they've really put themselves in a bad spot
Oh,
to
it's
be,
I'll say it. It's Bover. I think the 48's cooked,
and that's assuming he comes back next year
even if
or
he's
next
back.
week. So, I mean, I did see a lot of people who are like, it's the crew chief. It's not that, but at the same time, it's Anthony Alfredo. I love fast pasta. There is no way on short notice he should be running the same exact way that Bowman did.
Yeah, like
So I think the 48 team needs to be retired for a little bit, and let's bring back. Well, I would say let's bring back the 88, but you can't because Trackhouse has the number.
yep.
So um, do with that info what you will.
No, yeah, I think he may. I don't think he's. I don't think he's getting back in the car this weekend. Honestly, I mean, I think I said last week I think he will, but
I mean, Vertigo is
he's pretty much already
crazy.
out of it anyways. Why risk it?
It depends. It's a contract year. I mean,
Yeah,
and they
he's
said
like,
this had
yeah,
nothing to do with prior concussions and had nothing to do with what happened last week. But I mean, at some point, and I really hate to speculate on this, but
yeah,
I mean, Bowman's taking a lot of hits, and
yeah,
the next gen, especially in the early next gen, not kind for head injuries.
yeah,
So we'll see what happens. I think if this is a longer injury than just 1 week, Hendrick Motorsports really does need to consider who can be in this seat, and if it's maybe if it's a little bit of an audition for the seat next year.
yeah.
We'll leave it at that. Maybe we can have this discussion later in the week if we know if Bowman is
Let's get an
racing.
update on that one for sure.
Um,
So
we've mentioned Trackhouse. We have not mentioned 2311. So, well, we mentioned it, but kind of in passing.
briefly,
Tyler Reddick does not get the four-peat, I guess is the correct word there.
yep,
But runs respectable. He was top 5 all day in a beautiful car, beautiful Jordan brand car. It was all because of Dirty Mo Media. They took the diecast off of the table when they remodeled, and it cost Tyler everything. He comes home 8th. His teammate Bubba Wallace comes home 6th, and Bubba had to face some adversity here today. He got caught speeding on pit road. He got caught up in the one of the, I think it was the Logano wreck that took out Chastain,
Yeah.
and he got a very nice, just a little battle scar on the side. I thought it actually looked really nice. I was kind of rooting for him to win because if they had Lionel had to put out two different battle scarred 2311 car winning car schemes, it was just be like, I love making their lives miserable. It's
Yeah.
fun. Um, but I thought 2311 not quite as fast as Gibbs, but I mean, I don't think that Gibbs was faster than them. I like it any noticeable difference. Several times the booth said just the Gibbs cars. They didn't even differentiate between Reddick and the rest of the Toyotas because I think 2311 at this point has proven that they are just as fast as the big boys. And this is, I mean, the fourth race in a row they're faster than Hendrick.
Yeah.
Like, and blah, that's the new Chevy body. But I mean, Tyler Reddick is first in points by a good bit. Bubba drops down, but I mean, he's third in points still. So, I mean, I think 2311 has arrived,
Yeah.
like genuinely.
No, I would agree. They're here. It's only a matter of time till they get a competent guy in the third seat, and then they'll be off to the races. But I think Bubba kind of surprised me. He kind of was. He was there. He was one of those guys that kind of was there, and then was gone, and then was kind of back again, and then he kind of vanished for a while. Kind of ran in the back when he got caught speeding, and then there at the end, I was like, "Oh, son of a gun!"
Bubba's
There's
there.
that neon Robin Hood car. He's like running in the top five. Like, oh, okay, I didn't see that one coming, but. Uh, I mean, that's kind of the speed he probably had the whole time. He had more of an eventful day than his teammate did. But
Well, and
um,
he qualified worse
yeah,
than
he
the
was
other
back there.
Toyotas.
He was in the mid 20s, I think.
So I mean, he called his way back up by the beginning of into stage one,
Yeah,
and then he had some eventful things happen. But that's a difference because Bubba in previous years, it feels like this is a race where he makes a mistake on pit road and then wrecks out, finishes 10 laps down, and doesn't get anything out of it. He finishes sixth.
yeah, very
Like,
impressive finish for
that's that's a huge difference and just like the mental side of it for Bubba Wallace that I
yeah,
don't think we would have gotten. I mean, even last year, it's a sense of just security. I think that both Denny and Michael have given him, and having a kid helps. But I think it's just like, no, you're our guy. You and Tyler are our guys. Even though we got a third seat, the team's not going anywhere now. We won the lawsuit. We're going to put a fast car under you, and it's up to you to go out there and do it. But
yeah,
we believe in you. We're giving you're our guy. Your face is on the building for the advertising.
yeah,
So, and I think that's helped. It really has. He is because I think I need to actually go back and watch our hot take video. Um, but we were both really high on 2311
yeah,
this
very,
season. But I think I said like Bubba is gonna um, have by far his best season, and which I don't know how much of a hot take that was. I forgot how I phrased it exactly, but so far, I mean, we're only four
he's
races
tracking.
in, but he's top three in points, and he's been slicing and dicing, and that's without. I mean, he had winning speed at Daytona, and he had winning speed at Atlanta. These last 2 weeks, he has kind of gritted a top 10,
Mm-hmm.
top. He finished 11th at Coda, so or not 11th. I think he actually got a top. I don't know. He finished lower at Coda, but still, I mean, this very impressive from Bubba. Very, it's almost rare to see that kind of growth in the Cup Series anymore.
Yeah,
So,
no, very impressive. In terms of that jump as well. Yeah, I feel like most guys kind of they're there and then they just kind of are what they are. But I think you're spot on with the security aspect of it. There probably was a lot of ambiguity going on last year. That kind of with the rumblings and the lawsuit and that kind of stuff of like if this doesn't work out, like where am I going to go? Like that kind of thing. And now that they've won the lawsuit and they can throw a lot of money at this, and I mean, Bubba's the most popular guy in the sport. I mean, maybe not now. Maybe it's Tyler Reddick. Um,
but like
but
Chase is,
2311 is the most popular team outside of the NASCAR circle. It has to be now.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's like, where are you going to go? It's like, we want that's a guy that like an MJ and a Denny are going to want to have this. He's going to draw eyeballs. He's got talent.
And I mean, that team is a team that's only going to get better. And I think it's a really. I don't know if we there's going to be a discussion at some point of if there are more manufacturers entering the sport. We know Dodge is going to be on the way. They want to run the 500 next year. There's been rumors of Honda, and I mean, I wouldn't put it past if they went after something a little bit different than what you expect to see in NASCAR. Um, because I think right now the sport is on a pretty good trajectory. I think it's, especially compared to F1, who we don't even need to talk about, who spent the offseason shooting itself repeatedly in the foot, is, maybe NASCAR is gaining a little bit of its popularity and its cool factor back. So I think that's just really good for the sport. But I don't think 2311 feels like they're Toyota for the long haul.
Yeah.
Like, even though they are going to be big three, like they're not going to be big three. Like, they're never going to replace Gibbs as Toyota's main team. But at the same time, they have Toyota's most popular driver. And we don't even need to question it because Toyota themselves admits it. Every single commercial that Toyota has, there's Bubba Wallace. I mean, during the Olympics, Toyota, hey, we sponsor American athletes. And you know who else we sponsor? Bubba Wallace. And that was it. That was everything they had. Except for there is one ad they're running with Jade Adavisian. I think that's how you say her name. She's going to be really good. I really like her coming out of the dirt scene. But, I mean, 2311, even Riley Herbst this year has been running. Like, not as nearly as well as his teammates. Like, not getting the most out of that equipment at all. But, I mean, he's been respectable. He's not been the laughing stock he was last year. If we just look at points, Riley Herbst is... Oh, shoot. I'm still going down. Wait, did I just miss him? Hold up. Okay. They have his logo as white, outlined by white on the website.
Smart.
Riley Herbst is 24th in points.
Not terrible.
So, I mean, if you told me that coming into the year, I'd absolutely take that. If I'm not, no one's a Riley Herbst fan, so I can't say that. But like, if you're Michael Jordan and you're like, yeah, Riley Herbst is 24th in points, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'd take that. He was running dead last most weeks last year.
Yeah.
So I think 2311 absolutely has arrived, even though they didn't win today. And I think that's really the story, or one of the stories I'm going to walk away from this. It was not a fluke, the first three races of the season. And they are going to be, both of them, not just Reddick, both of them are going to be in contention to win a title this year. Or both Bubba and Tyler. Sorry, Riley. You got a lot of improvement to do and get up there. So I think that's like probably my biggest, probably like my second or third biggest takeaway is 2311 is for real. Both of them are title contenders.
Yeah. No, I think you're spot on. I'll be interested to see how they run next week as well. But I mean, I think the race kind of played out, and just kind of to summarize, I think it kind of replayed, or it kind of went exactly how we thought it would go in terms of like the kind of the big guys were up there up front. It was Blaney and Bell, the two who we thought. So I was saying like earlier, we had some folks over, and one of the guys who doesn't know anything about NASCAR was like, man, that'd be pretty cool if the 45 guy did it again, wouldn't it? I was like,
how do you know about that?
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Do you even know his name? He's like, oh, well, that's the Michael Jordan's car. I was like, making progress.
Big basketball guy?
Not even really. No, just
okay. So not who I thought it might be. Okay.
No, just kind of in with the, just kind of,
watches Stephen A. Smith a little bit. And
yeah, no, not who you think it was.
Okay. So,
yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Shout out to one of the best centers in Sanford basketball history. There, Logan Dye. He doesn't know who I am, but shout out. As it is March, So
It is March, and Sanford is already out.
women though,
Even though we do love you, Jaden Booth,
yeah, Jaden Booth. Unfortunately, I think he's done college wise. So um,
he can be on my church league team.
there's a standing invite apparently to the study group or to the small group too, because
Yeah,
that's all Sanford
yeah.
athletes.
It's just an open invitation. If you've ever played any kind of sport at Sanford, you're welcome here.
So, but um, yeah, I highlighted a few things that I wanted to see, like gap to the chase line. Nothing really stands out to me. We talked about or Chase Briscoe having two really bad weeks mechanically wise. Chastain um, was running top 10 at Coda, loses a wheel,
Man, he
and
was running
then
top 3 at Coda.
yeah, top 3 at Coda, loses a wheel, and then today, I mean, it was going to be a respectable finish. And I don't know how much of that was on him, how much of that was on Logano. They both have a known history, so
Yeah.
I don't really want to give either of them the benefit of the doubt, but just gets rocketed up into the line that takes out Cindric and Anthony Alfredo. And that's probably the most, Cindric's car was probably the most damage I've seen to a next gen car. They normally don't fold open like that.
No, it
That's
looked like he got hit by a missile.
like that's what took out the Ayatollah is what
Yeah.
got him. So
Someone told our president that there was Iran's nukes were in the front
mhm.
in the engine bay of the 2 car. And he's like, "All right."
Well, and they kept talking Boyer at least. It's like the front right's even worse than the front left, and they never showed us. I would like to see if it was somehow worse than that.
Yeah,
Um,
there wouldn't be anything left.
I was gonna say that was a one. I still don't know how that much damage happened because it was a restart at a not super fast track, and just turn one and
Just shredded.
instantly. I mean, when cars got loose today and they hit the wall, they hit hard.
Yeah.
It was a very, very. Um, I mean, there were a lot of hard hits. I made the comment of like it was probably a good thing that Alex Bowman wasn't racing today because he would be out a few more weeks if he was.
Oh yeah.
Because that was a hard hit that Alfredo took. Logano took a pretty good lick.
Yep.
Later on in this race, Briscoe's hit was that were just snapped loose, head on into a wall. So I don't know. It's definitely a bit good thing how well the safety has evolved with the next gen car. Because if this was the early next gen, I think we would have a few drivers out for next week.
Yeah. It almost looked like, at least from the front angle, looked like the 48 got all 4 off the ground.
He did.
Yeah, it looked like he flew. It
Cindric and
reminded me
Bowman
of like the Ty
or
Gibbs at Bowman Gray last year. Kind of. I wondered if he kind of got up on a wheel or a tire or something and kind of shot him up or something like that.
well,
It was definitely interesting.
Cindric was airborne when he hit the wall.
I
So
I would be interested to see the other side because I mean, old Boyer. You never know if he's just saying it to say it, but I would be interested to see what that right side of the car looks like. I mean, he hit the wall hard, but that left side. I mean, if it's worse than that,
yeah, I mean, and he
it
didn't
looked
hit it
rough from the
directly. It
front
was
though.
very odd. Um, I am going to be interested if NASCAR grabs, especially that 2 car. Is like we need to look at what happened here because I mean Logano folded up pretty bad too.
Yeah,
Like it's just kind of an interesting damage profile for these next gen cars, which typically are like bricks and don't give.
yeah,
So
especially on side impacts.
yes, so I mean, luckily it did fold because if it didn't fold up, I might have been seriously injured
Yeah,
on a wreck like that. But I think they may take that back to the R&D center and be like, why did these cars go airborne here at relatively low speeds?
yeah,
So something to look out there, and definitely going to put Cindric's car in the thumbnail because, I mean, good grief.
yeah. It was tore up.
If we, I always love these auto racing analytics, things. If the entire 312 laps ran at Phoenix had been based on if each driver achieved the result um, of either their average or their optimal lap model if it went just caution free. This is approximately where all the fastest cars would have Um, Ended up Logano
Yep.
would have finished. Um, Blaney would have been on the back straightaway, while Cindric was entering turn one, and those are all the cars on the lead lap. And then
Just Penske.
it would have been Bell just barely one lap down. Then the fifth fastest car on track was actually Todd Gilliland.
Really?
Actually, no. Well, yes, it was. Yes, because the 38 is Todd now. Still, no, wait, the 38
No,
is Zane
that's the
Smith.
38 Zane Smith.
Okay, he used to run the 38. That's my confusion there. Yeah, Zane Smith unloaded fast. He just had to serve a pass through, got stuck a lap down, and then kind of came back. And I mean, he managed to salvage a decent day out of it. Um, well, not really, 27th
Mm,
finish, but for the Aaron's Dream Machine, and then it would have been Reddick and Hamlin.
yeah,
So,
that's about right.
but yeah, I mean, I think that's about where we had it. It's like the Penske cars were a good bit faster in the short run, which is what optimal data tells you. And then the long run, it was where the Gibbs cars typically had them.
And still
So,
Blaney.
yeah, and still Blaney, because Blaney was just driving a rocket ship.
Yeah.
And then one last thing I wanted to bring up, because this was shoved down our throats, the Desert Double, IndyCar Saturday, Cup Series Sunday. And I think by all accounts it was a major success. You had a lot of IndyCar guys like, oh, I haven't been to a NASCAR race since I was really small, but this is really cool. Like, they're not going as fast as we are, but they're doing things that we cannot do in our cars. They're cutting the dog lick. We can't do that. They're very loud. Like, it's full contact. It's exciting racing.
They're
And then,
actually making contact.
yeah. And then you have the Cup guys turning around and being like, yeah, IndyCar's fun. They're going 600 miles an hour around Phoenix,
Yeah.
and it's a spectacle. It's really fun. And I'm seeing a lot of things online. This one's from Brian Murphy, and of just like always dreamed of an American motorsports festival of speed with NASCAR, IndyCar, and IMSA all sharing the same track for the same weekend.
Mm.
And I don't know about IMSA, how that would work logistically,
You'd have to
but
do like Daytona somehow.
you could do road. The track that he mentions in the comments, because someone said Watkins Glen or Coda, um, is Road America. And theoretically, if you could do July 4th weekend next year, Road America, you do a endurance race Friday night, all night long, IndyCar Saturday morning or afternoon, NASCAR Sunday,
Oh my goodness.
in
That
front
would
of
be
110,000 strong
that would be
at
awesome.
Road America. That would be legitimately one of the best events put
Ever.
on in any
Ever.
sport. I was going to say the year, but I think you're correct. Ever.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
And NASCAR owns IMSA, and Roger Penske owns IndyCar. This could easily happen. And we already mentioned Alex Palou wants to said he would run a NASCAR race at a road course.
Someone hire this man Caden for some NASCAR scheduling. God,
Well, I did. Well, I did take somebody else's idea, but please
But
hire me
still.
NASCAR.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
But like, could you imagine if they just like, yeah, I don't watch enough IMSA to know who's good at it. I'll have to ask Brock.
Yeah.
But like, I watch the Rolex every year,
Yep.
and if you could take a star from each of those series, the IMSA guys probably would have to skip something. Like, you can't run all three in one weekend. That would be legitimately taxing on the body and
That would be-
mind.
yeah.
But like, if you just swap and you're just like, hey, SVG, would you be interested in running an Andretti car at Road America?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it would
I mean, Connor Zilic could do it.
be. Yep.
I think it would be just fun. And then put Pillow or Joseph Newgarden or give me Pato Award in this Project 91 for Trackhouse. I mean, I think it's just an there's infinite possibilities of what you could do here. And I think if you did, the IMSA element means that you do have to do a road course. But if you took away IMSA and it was just IndyCar in the Cup and you did this 2, 3 times a year, I think it could be fun. I think it's a model that really works.
No IMSA
So
on an oval?
could you imagine
Oh,
multi-class on an oval?
that would be crazy.
I mean, someone that's an actual safety concern. Someone might die.
Hey,
If he
this is
dies, he
America.
dies. Um, but yeah, I thought that was worth
That's
bringing
cool. I
up.
like that.
So
That's really cool.
we'll have an off weekend actually coming up here in about a month because we have Easter Sunday
Yep.
um, coming up soon. I think that's the 5th of April this year that NASCAR's off. So we can kind of, discuss some of these fun topics on
Yeah.
a midweek episode of that. Just looking at O'Reilly standings after this weekend. I was really impressed with Roger Caruth. I mean, he comes home with a top 10 in a Jordan Anderson car.
He's got speed no matter what he's in.
So, and I mean, that's a guy, if I'm Spire, especially with how inconsistent Daniel Suarez has been, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I want to rush him up to Cup, but I mean, I guess he's technically Hendrick's guy because he has HendrickCars.com, but he drives a JRM. He drove for Spire in the
No,
trucks.
Corey Day is their guy.
I don't understand that. Well, I do understand it. It's because Kyle Larson wants Corey Day, but I think Raj's better.
Why does I mean, maybe he sees something I don't see, but I just see a genuine humanity hazard.
But I mean, Justin Allgaier, he wins. He's won in the O'Reilly era, the Xfinity era, and the Nationwide era. So good for Justin.
Dude's been around.
And give that guy a Cup opportunity. I don't know if he would even want it, but
I was about to say at this point, is it even worth it? Because he's 40 or 39.
yeah, feels like a guy that if JRM actually did go Cup racing, it's like you were here, you were around. We're going to give you a year in Cup or two to build up the program, but. Alrighty, it's been a long. We went way over the time I said we should go on,
Yeah.
but this is a rambly episode, so probably no ticker today. There wasn't a structured episode. I want to actually render this out in some sort of reasonable manner. So, but for everybody at home, let us know what you thought about the Straight Talk 500 at Phoenix Raceway, and what you thought about Brian Blaney and Christopher Bell, because I think those are the two main characters of today's race. Let us know why I suck in this time instead of Grant, and we'll be back with you sometime later this week. Anything you want to say to him, Grant?
No, just don't get sick like me, and you'll be doing all right.
Good advice.
Yep.
Till next time, I'm Caden, that's Grant, and you've been watching the Tri Oval Office.